I like to say that I own up to my mistakes. Well, let's get down to it. Let's each say something we were wrong about thus far. And if you don't mind, I'll go first if that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I want to be right up front with what I was wrong about. And it's in terms of the 49ers as a team, I'm going to, let's put it this way. I'm going to admit to not a damn thing with the Niners so far. But what I will say is I was 100% wrong about their schedule. When it came out, I was like, oh my God, this is the toughest schedule ever. They might miss the playoffs. Now it's like, it's the easiest schedule ever. Their division is trash. The AFC West, way overrated. The Bucs, trash. I mean, really, the only tough games on their schedule is Kansas City, which they already did, and Miami, and in Seattle. I mean, The rest of the games are super winnable. And one more thing I want to say is I don't really follow the rest of the league like I follow the Niners. I watch the rest of the games, but I'm very tough on the Niners. And I think people of a certain age hold them to a high standard because we grew up in the pre-salary cap era. Now we're like 30 years into the salary cap era, and it's like there is no greatness anymore. There's just a bunch of mediocre teams, and there's some teams that are a little bit better than mediocre, but the difference between the best and the worst team is way closer than it was 30 years ago. And every time a team comes to the Niners, I'm like, man, the Niners are so overrated, and everyone gives them. But I'm like, but this team sucks, Like I just can't get over how mediocre this league is and how such a cash cow it is, despite the fact that I feel like the product gets more mediocre every year. So that's my little rant. I was wrong about the rest of the entire NFL. It's worse than I thought.
It's not good. It's certainly not good. There's no question about that.
Offense in general is way down this year around the league.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no complete team in the league. Nobody. The closest again is Buffalo. I've been saying it all year long before the season started. That's the one team. And I stand by that. They can't really run the ball though. They
can't really run the ball though. They're kind of one-dimensional on offense. Now their one-dimensional on offense is really good, but how's that going to work in the playoffs? We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, but that defense is also really – when you look at that defense, it reminds me a lot of the San Francisco 49ers in 2019 where it's a bunch of guys that are on the come-up and are just massive men. I mean, you look at them, they're faster than everybody else. They're bigger than everybody else. That's the way that we looked at the 2019 Niners, like, whoa, these guys are huge compared to whoever they're playing. That's when I look at the Bills on TV, I'm like, God, they're so much bigger and faster than everybody else that they play against. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. But the thing I was wrong about with the 49ers is to be concerned about the interior offensive line. I mean, just as a unit, okay, Brendell's hasn't been the best, but Burford has done really good. Banks has been to lose basically they lost 2 Pro Bowlers on the interior offensive line. And they replaced them with 2 first-time starters. And they really haven't missed a beat. Where they're having issues is Mike McGlinchey, number 69 at right tackle. That's their biggest issue. You would think it would be, I don't know, a rookie or one of the other first-year players. That's not the case. So I was certainly wrong to be very, very – I was concerned. I didn't say that they would be terrible, but I was certainly concerned. And it's true. I mean, I was wrong for that. I shouldn't have been so concerned. They knew what they were doing there.
Chris Jones pushed him around a little bit, but that's what he's really good. I mean, you could argue that he's almost better than Aaron Donald. They're like the opposites. Chris Jones is huge. Aaron Donald's is undersized and quick, and the Niners completely neutralize him all the time. And Chris Jones, they have no answer for. He just bullies the people on their offensive line, but he bullies everyone. I agree. We got to give him credit. Chris Forrester, he may not be a great run game coordinator. He's got his hands full this year. He's got a position to coach and a run game to coordinate, but he is a damn good offensive line coach because they are not giving him premium talent. Like Mike Solari with the Harbaugh years, he had first round pick. He had a ton of talent, and he did a great job with him. He's a great coach. But Chris Forrester, they're like, yo, we got 4th round pick, a 5th round pick, an undrafted dude who's 30s, played 6 snaps the last 4 years. Here you go. He's like, And Mike McGlinchey, he's like, all right, cool, bet, I got it. All right, sweet. He's pretty good. He's great in interviews too. Shout out Chris
He's
Forsythe.
done a really good job. I got to agree with that. And I'll say the other thing real quick that I was wrong about. My thought about this team going into the season is that much like they in 2019 and 2021, that this team would be good enough to carry their quarterback. And I thought it would be Trey Lance early on. I thought they'd have to carry Trey Lance a little bit. As long as Trey Lance didn't go out and lose games, they would be good to go. They're not good enough to overcome the quarterback on a regular basis anymore.
No.
At least not in the first half of the season. When you lose to teams like the Bears and the Broncos and the Falcons, I'm sorry. Especially in two of those games, the quarterback didn't play horrible. They played just kind of average. That's the 2021 team and the 2019 team would have overcome those performances by the quarterback, but they're not good enough for that right now at this moment.
No. Is that enough telling on yourself? Did I miss something? I just feel like we haven't learned enough about the Niners to really give out apologies at this point. Like, they've played a bunch of bad teams, lost to some teams that they're essentially better than, and, beat the Seahawks, who are the only team ahead of them in the division. So it's really hard to know what they are. I guess we'll find out.
It's certainly tough. Yeah.
It's tough. California Bear says, do you think Jordan Willis is going to play this year? It's the $1 million question. It's the question on everybody's mind right here. Jordan Willis. They don't need him to.
No, they don't.
They don't really.
They need Armstead too.
They need Armstead too. Absolutely.